Vegas loves the Broncos now. Before yesterday's news broke that Peyton Manning wants to play for the Broncos, Vegas had Denver at 75-1. But look at the updated odds. After news Manning was headed to the Mile High, they're all the way up to the 8-1 pick. They have the Broncos now tied with a host of others as the fourth pick, guys, to win Super Bowl 47, behind only Green Bay, New England, and New Orleans. Rob, let's start with you. How far do the Broncos go with Peyton Manning driving?
How about I changed my tune from yesterday. Yesterday I said 9-7. I'm going to lower it.
Lower it?
To 8-8.
Wow.
And no playoffs.
Wow.
I took a deeper look yesterday, and I started to go over the wins that they had last year, and I said to myself, a lot of them were lucky and fluky, and I didn't like them. Number two, they swept the AFC West. That's not going to happen again this year because I think Carson Palmer with the Raiders will be better a full year there. Romeo Crennel's in Kansas City. They played well. They beat the Packers. They're going to be a better team.
Hey, they beat the Broncos.
And the Chargers, I've given up on the Chargers winning anything, but can they be decent and at least win one game against Denver? Yes. So when I add all of that, plus the fact Peyton will be coming back and will take some time to get back right. And the other one is they have the second hardest schedule behind the New York Football Giants. Yeah. When I add all those things up, sorry, Peyton, no playoffs. This will not be Peyton Place come 2012.
But he will live to tell about the whole season, though, right? He'll start every game.
I don't know about all that. I'm still.
Because you were to the point he should retire.
I'm just saying I'm not there yet. He still has to go through some contact first.
All right.
I said yesterday that they would have 11 wins. I'm still kind of there, but he's going to have his growing pains. There's no question about that.
What do you mean kind of there?
Are you there or not?
Okay, he's there. He's there. Because we looked at the schedule at the same time and we talked about it. I think Peyton is going to still be a force there. Tim Tebow got him to the playoffs. So I would have to think that I would have to think that Peyton would at least do the same thing. So he's going to have his growing pains. They still have to add some pieces. They still need some help on defense. I think he makes that team better.
Need some help on defense?
They need a little bit of help.
They need a new defense. That's what they need. They need to revamp, reload on defense. Okay, you know what? You make some very strong points in a rare occasion.
Wow, look at this. Unbelievable. You give me some credit?
I do give you
yesterday,
credit.
for the record, yesterday you had them 10-6. Yep. Have you adjusted yours?
I have not, but I will say first-round playoff exit. So I say they will fall short of what Tebow accomplished last year, which is beating Pittsburgh in a first-round playoff game.
Right.
I think in the end, after we had some time to let it sink in, Peyton Manning chose relationships over roster. He chose his comfort zone with Elway and Fox over the football team that he joined. He obviously did not choose the 49ers. I think he chose the worst football team of all the suitors that wanted Peyton Manning. Okay, where am I wrong about that?
I would disagree.
Show me a worse football team. I'm not saying...
I think Denver's a good team. They're a very good team. They're a team that can grow. You go to the San Francisco 49ers, Skip, you got all that pressure heaped upon you in one season.
So Peyton doesn't want pressure?
Because he's still injured. He's not healthy. He's not 100% right now. So why would you go to San Francisco when the mantra is Super Bowl or bust when you know you're not 100% just yet?
So you bust this year and you win next year?
It's not going to happen like that. If they don't win it this year with what Alex Smith was able to do, then Peyton Manning is a bust.
Okay, so you're saying Peyton is running from pressure.
Peyton is doing the smart thing. He's going to a team that he has a chance to grow with and get better with and also get healthy. We've said here on this panel that Peyton Manning has 2 or 3 years left in the NFL at a high level. This year, he has to heal. There's not a quarterback or a player in the NFL who comes off an injury like that's going to be 100% their first season back. He's going to have his growing
Denver gives him the time that San Francisco would not.
The mantra in San Francisco is Super Bowl or bust.
Well,
anything that you do that falls short of what Alex Smith was able to accomplish, you're a failure. Peyton Manning's not a dumb guy. He made the right decision for him.
If they don't make the playoffs in Denver, Peyton Manning wasn't a failure in Denver?
They know
but I'm asking you, if they don't make the playoffs, what would you say?
If you allow me to say it, they know Peyton Manning's coming off an injury. They know that Peyton Manning has a year that he has to work with his receivers. These are all new guys that they're working with. They know that they have to add some pieces to make that team better. But in a nutshell, they have a young offensive line. They have young receivers. You get a guy like Peyton Manning, you put in with those young guys, they get a year to grow, and then you add some more pieces next year, then you make your run. He's a healthy,
okay, so the answer to Rob's question then, if they don't make the playoffs this year, it's not necessarily an abject failure.
No, it's not. But I think they will still make the playoffs.
But if
they don't make it all the way, it's not a failure. You got a year under your belt with Peyton being healthier, and now you can go ahead and make that push the following
Are you sure
season.
he gets healthier or does he deteriorate?
He gets healthier.
Remember, he'll be a year older. He'll be 37 years old.
Right.
I'll take Peyton at 37 over half the quarterbacks in the NFL.
Peter King of Sports Illustrated tweeted that a source in San Francisco told him that Peyton did not want the Super Bowl or bust pressure in San Francisco. I lose respect for Peyton that way because you don't think there's going to be Super Bowl or bust pressure in Denver?
Like it would be in
yes,
San
there is.
Francisco.
They just vaulted from 75-1 to 8-1.
Yeah, but
fourth choice.
Let me ask you this, Skip. Where would there have been more pressure? Because you're even saying that the better chance for him to win was in San Francisco. So doesn't that by default ratchet up the pressure even more in San Francisco?
Yes.
I don't know, but I'm hearing a lot of people, I'm getting a lot of tweets from people who say, oh, Denver will win the Super Bowl next year. You don't think there's pressure there?
Not
There's
like
pressure.
it would be in San
There's
Francisco.
definitely pressure.
But the pressure's split because in San Francisco, you got a star coach, you got a better defense, and you have a running game to take some of the pressure off. It's not all about just Peyton Manning. Everybody said Alex Smith is a bum and he's just there for the ride. So you're telling me now Peyton Manning just can't do a little bit better than Alex Smith?
With all that being said, no matter what you have, it's still the quarterback's fault whether you win or lose. It's always been like that. We sit here and say, you look at that, Alex Smith didn't fumble the punt return. He didn't do that. But when you look at that, it was his fault that they didn't get there because he didn't make enough plays. Same thing with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning goes to San Francisco 49ers. Nobody remembers that he's coming off multiple neck surgeries. They're saying Peyton Manning is a 4-time MVP. He's won one already. He should at least be able to win one in San Francisco with that team.
Okay, one. You could win 2 out of the next 3.
He is not physically. He's not there yet. In Denver, you get a chance to play with this young team, get that year under your belt, and then make a run the following year. He's not 100% yet.
Okay,
Everybody's saying that.
I got to make a case here because I keep hearing people refer to last year's Denver defense as great. Baloney, it was great. It was often awful. And I know because I carefully watched every game because I was rooting like mad for Denver because I was rooting for Tebow. Right. So clearly I was rooting for the defense. I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to show you where this defense was really good. And you tell me, you put it in context and perspective. Twice against Kansas City. Is that really impressive to you?
With no offense.
Yeah, come on. Twice against Kansas City.
Well, once at the end of the year, after Kansas City had beaten Green Bay, and everybody thought, whoa, they've come to life.
Kyle Orton, okay?
It was.
Then once at San Diego, when San Diego was losing its 6th straight game. Are you kidding me? Then once against the Bears without Cutler and without Forte. Really? And then finally, once against the Jets on a Thursday night in which Sanchez was off the mark. Off the mark, Sanchez. He was terrible that game. Okay, those are your defensive highlights of the year. We don't have time to do this, but I can give you 8 other examples where they got blown off the field.
And you know
blown up.
You know what I would say to that,
Lions.
Yeah, twice against New England.
And you know what I would say to that, Skip? Because they've played a lot of football under Tim Tebow's regime. They were tired. Some of those games they were tired.
Come on.
You're going into a game knowing that your quarterback has deficiencies and you can't give up a lot of points. That puts a lot of pressure on your defense. They might not have been spectacular or earth-shattering, but that's pretty impressive when you look at what they had to work with on their offensive side of the ball.
Like Detroit scoring 24 in the first half? Really? Oh, that's beautiful. That's great. Now, and I'll remind you, Champ and Andre Goodman, the 2 corners, are 34 years old. You going to go with them? You going to ride with them?
They have to get younger in the secondary, but you can roll with Champ another year and give your defense another year
and
to get
your guy,
pieces.
Brian Dawkins, 38 years of age with a neck injury.
Brian might be back.
I don't think he's going to be back.
With Peyton Manning coming to the team, he might be back.